In the endless black between the stars, where the warmth of the sun no longer shines and silence has endured for billions of years, two of humanity's oldest machines drift on. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, fragile, golden emissaries from a world small and blue. They were launched not as weapons, not as scouts, but as messengers. Tiny fragments of Earth's story, carrying greetings in dozens of languages, music from our species, and the faint hope that someone, somewhere, might one day find them. For decades they have traveled farther than any machine we have ever built, whispering faint streams of data back to Earth. They are old, worn, and quiet now, yet still alive, still listening, still sending home their faint signals across the ocean of stars. A single message from them takes nearly 22 hours to reach us, a day-long conversation across an unimaginable distance. But recently, those whispers have changed. Signals from both Voyagers began to carry anomalies. At first, they seemed like static, the usual scars left by cosmic rays and drifting particles. But then the irregularities became patterns, patterns that bent the laws of physics, objects moving in ways no natural body should, pulses repeating with too much precision to be random. And with them came a thought that chilled even the most seasoned scientists. We might not be the only ones navigating the deep. It began, as so many cosmic mysteries do, with what looked like nothing at all. A faint flicker buried in Voyager 1's telemetry. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory has seen such flickers countless times before, usually dismissed as noise, interference, or the natural decay of instruments nearly half a century old. But when mission specialist Dr. Eliza Cara examined this anomaly closely, she noticed something unusual. This was not random. It was a reflection, an echo of light that appeared to move. And stranger still, the movement curved. It accelerated. It was steady, controlled, deliberate. Soon, Voyager's plasma sensors confirmed her suspicion. The object was altering its trajectory in ways no rock, no comet, no natural body ever would. Systems analyst Carlo Romero offered a chilling analogy. It's like finding a drone in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Alone, out of place, and undeniably purposeful. The team went through the list of possibilities. Could it be a comet? No, there was no tail, no outgassing. An asteroid? Impossible. Its path was too perfect, too exact. Dust? Too coherent. Piece by piece, the natural explanations fell away, leaving only the unsettling reality. Something was guiding this object through the void. And then Voyager 2 spoke. Traveling on a different trajectory, millions of miles from its twin, it sent back nearly identical readings. Magnetic fluctuations. Plasma shifts. A faint, structured pulse. A signature that matched Voyager 1's anomaly. In an instant, skepticism evaporated. This could not be a malfunction. Two spacecraft, operating independently, had witnessed the same impossible event. European Space Agency analyst M.K. Fontaine compared it to two distant lighthouses spotting the same flash of light from an unknown ship. NASA escalated the event to a Level 3 alert, a classification reserved for mysteries with no scientific explanation. It was no longer about an object. It was about an event, unfolding across space. As more telemetry came in, the picture grew darker. The anomaly was not singular. Voyager had not discovered one object. It had discovered hundreds. 305 objects, moving in perfect formation. Each maintained its position relative to the others with uncanny precision, as though bound by invisible threads. In nature, such precision does not last. Tiny differences in speed or direction eventually cause drift. But these moved together. They turned together. They accelerated together. Scientists compared it to a flock of birds wheeling through the sky or a school of fish gliding in unison. Except these were silent, metallic, and gliding through the vacuum of interstellar space with elegance that defied every known mechanic. And then came the pulses. Voyager's instruments detected rhythmic bursts of plasma energy. Not random noise, but structured, repeating intervals. Dr. Serena Patel at Caltech studied the data and grew quiet. The intervals were measured, deliberate, ordered. She described them not as noise, but as a kind of language. And the more they studied, the stranger it became. Doppler data showed that many of these objects were moving at speeds once thought impossible. Not just fast for human engineering, but fast enough to escape the gravity of the Milky Way itself. Yet there were no engines. No flares. No exhaust trails. No sign of traditional propulsion. The objects simply glided, as if using the very fabric of spacetime itself. Theoretical physicist Elena Reyes described it not as flight, but as surfing, using invisible currents in the universe as their engine. This was not ion drive. It was not nuclear propulsion. It was not even in the realm of what humans had ever conceived. The fear deepened. Back on Earth, reports began surfacing from amateur radio operators. Hobbyists in Europe, Asia, and the Americas, all working with salvaged equipment, began detecting faint rhythmic static patterns. At first, it was dismissed as coincidence. But the signals matched Voyager's anomalies almost perfectly. Structured bursts. Subtle harmonics. Patterns too precise to be dismissed as noise. Some speculated the signals were bouncing off Earth's upper atmosphere. Others suggested they were bleeding directly from deep space into our electromagnetic spectrum. But the implication was clear. Whatever the Voyagers were detecting, Earth itself was beginning to hear as well. If backyard hobbyists could detect them, then governments knew rival nations could too. What had begun as a scientific mystery was quickly becoming a geopolitical one. In desperation, NASA and ESA convened a joint task force to search for precedent. They poured through decades of archives, Pioneer 10, Pioneer 11, New Horizons. Nothing. No similar formations. No signals. No hint of a swarm. That absence led to a chilling thought. Perhaps the swarm had always been there, hidden, cloaked, dormant. Waiting. And the question that no one wanted to ask, waiting for what? Then Voyager itself began to change. Its guidance system, a relic of 1970s engineering, began rerouting data through dormant channels unused since the Cold War. Engineers assumed it was a glitch, the natural decay of old circuits. But the reactivations were too precise, too clean, too intentional. And the behavior began immediately after one of the swarm's pulses passed over it. Had Voyager been altered? Upgraded? Or worse, recruited? As scientists probed deeper, they noticed something disturbing in the plasma pulses. The harmonic intervals resembled those used in quantum entanglement experiments, the kind that allow instantaneous communication across vast distances. The swarm wasn't just traveling. It was communicating. Each of the 305 objects appeared to be a node in an invisible network, relaying data across space itself. And Voyager, our slow, quiet, outdated Voyager, was the perfect ear to hear it. Modern spacecraft, with their digital noise, might never have noticed. Was it a coincidence that both Voyagers were positioned to intercept the signals? Or was it deliberate? Then came the darkest speculation of all. Perhaps the signals were never meant for us. Perhaps we had only stumbled into someone else's conversation. But if they knew we were listening, had they already chosen to respond? In the frozen silence beyond our solar system, two aging machines have revealed something vast, deliberate, and utterly alien. 305 objects, moving in impossible formation. Communicating in a language beyond chance. Traveling by bending the laws of physics. And Voyager itself, changing, adapting, as though becoming part of something greater. If these are probes, then who sent them? And why avoid our solar system until now? If they are natural, then what terrifying new forces of the universe have we just uncovered? Or perhaps the truth is darker still. Perhaps this was never meant for us at all. Perhaps we have walked into a conversation that has been ongoing for millennia. A dialogue between beings older than our species, older than our world. And if they now know we are listening, then the first reply may already be on its way. Because in the deep black between the stars, The line between observer and observed is thinner than we ever imagined. And maybe, just maybe, it wasn't us who discovered them. Maybe it was them, who finally decided we were worth noticing.